I want you all to meet Mark Schaefer, who is a globally recognized blogger and speaker, educator and author who blogs at Grow, one of the top marketing blogs in the world, and he's the executive director of Schaefer Marketing Solutions. But besides that, he writes books that transforms people. And beyond that, he's one of the most human beings I know, nurtures many people for nothing. And that's why I love you, man. Mark, before we get started with talking about the book, I'd love you to tell us who you are, what you do, why you do it.
I'm Mark Schaefer, and I've been in business more than 30 years. And I think everything I do, I'm a teacher in my heart. So whether I blog or do my podcast or give a speech, it's a teaching moment. And that's what really fulfills me, I think.
So you have a new book out. Tell us the name of your book and what inspired you to write it and what its key takeaways are.
Well, I'm really excited about my new book. It's called Marketing Rebellion. And what inspired me to write this book is I was hearing the same thing from people all over the world, that they just felt stuck in their careers, felt stuck with their marketing. I heard it from big companies and small companies and hospitals and nonprofits, and so I got curious about it. I kind of got obsessed with trying to figure out, why is everybody feeling so stuck? And when I got into it, my original hypothesis was that people were falling behind because they were losing track of the technology. That's partially correct, but more important, we've lost track of our customers. I think many marketers are asleep and they don't know they're asleep. And we've been kind of doing our marketing every day, and we're over here and our customers have moved over here. And so my book is a wake-up call to try to get people's attention as to what's really going on in the world. And it's going to take a lot of leadership, courage, and a mindset shift to really succeed in the world that is today.
What is your favorite practice to keep your marketing human-centered?
I think it can be really overwhelming to try to think about, how do I start? How do I make this shift from broadcasting and advertising to be more human-centered? And I think one important thing that we could do is just think about ourselves as customers and think about what we love and what we hate. And we need to look at how we look at the world, and we need to look at our own marketing, and we need to stop doing what people hate. And that's the first step. It makes me sad that in our world, medicine uses technology to extend our lives, and in physics, we're using technology to look into the beginnings of the universe, and in marketing, we're using technology to find new ways to annoy people. And that has to stop. It's got to stop, because we are in a rebellion, and the customers are pushing back, and they always win. We don't have a choice. We have to embrace a human-centered approach to marketing.
Mark, what is your favorite technique to win customer loyalty?
You know, loyalty is in decline, and the research shows in a very profound way that across 80 industries, McKinsey did this research that showed that 87% of our customers shop around. Only 13% of our customers are loyal anymore. So number one, those people that are still loyal to us, we need to know them by name. We need to cherish them. We need to know them by name and treat them in a very special way and give them the tools to carry our story forward, because today the customer is the marketer. The customer is the marketing department. The other thing that the research is showing, which is quite interesting, is the only thing that's really connecting customers to companies and brands is shared meaning, shared values. This explains some of the things we're seeing from Nike, for example, why they made this bold move with Colin Kaepernick. It's because they did the research, they ran the numbers, and they saw that we need to align with the values of our customers and take that risk and make that move. And that's what wins loyalty today. One of the few things left.
You know, I think Tom's Shoes is a good example of that.
Another
and
great
shared,
example.
Shared values.
Yeah, American Eagle is another company doing amazing things.
What do you think is the best way to find out what your customers want?
We got to get out there. One of my favorite stories from the book is Martin Lindstrom is a marketing hero of mine. And he gave a speech to 5,000 people in New York, 5,000 marketers. And he said, how many of you have had a face-to-face discussion with one of your customers in the last year? Out of 5,000 people, 19 people raised their hand. That's one of the reasons why marketing is sick, in my view, is that we become obsessed with technology. We're over-automating things that shouldn't be automated. We're addicted to dashboards. We're addicted to, looking for some marketing easy button that isn't there. And we need to get out. We need to talk to our customers. We need to sit down because the truth is out there. We're not going to distill any wisdom from our dashboards. We're seeing the same data our competitors are seeing. We need to get out and talk to customers and live in their world.
What is the most human company you know, and how are they doing it different or better to connect with their audience authentically?
My favorite brand right now is Glossier. Glossier is a small, yay, Glossier. Glossier is the best example of winning in our world. This is a brand built by a blogger. It started with a personal brand. She was a blogger and she was blogging about beauty and skincare. And she was hearing from all of her readers what they hated about the beauty industry and the skincare industry. And they said, we want a skincare company that is our friend, that doesn't talk down to us. So she started a company, and it's built from social media up. She truly understands this world. Her name is Emily Weiss, is the founder. She's like my marketing hero right now. She said, I'm in content marketing because every time I send out one of my products, it's a piece of content to share. The packages are wrapped in pink bubble wrap. It's a perfect background for Instagram. She sends stickers out. She'll jump into conversations herself. So she understands that the customers are the marketers. 100% of her sales come from word of mouth marketing. The people that are on her site are her customers. The things that she talks about in her content, she makes her customers the heroes of her story. It's not about her why, it's about their why. And she understands that. And Glossier is a great company that I admire.
Talking about customer loyalty, what's a good example of a company that's doing a great job of winning their customers' loyalty?
It's a hard question, John, because again, we see that loyalty is really slipping across many industries. One of the real problems we have in our world today is we have a belonging crisis. We think we're a click away from a friend or connecting, and the research shows the more time we spend on social media and the internet, the more lonely we are, the more isolated we are. So companies are recognizing that there's an opportunity to help people belong. So if you look at companies like Harley Davidson, people, they make people feel belong. One of the examples in America, we've got this company that sells ice coolers, Yeti. People are wearing Yeti on their hats and on their shirts. It's an ice cooler. But people think they belong because they stand for everything good about the outdoors. And I think, again, it's creating this meaning, creating this authentic community where you stand with your customers. Today, customers are not going to be loyal to you until they see you're loyal to them. So you're willing to stand with them even when things get tough. And not many big companies are willing to do that.
Yeah. You know what I love about the cover of your book? It reminds me of the John Lennon song,
yeah.
Revolution.
I mean, the cover of this book?
Yes, that book. So, Mark, what is one piece of advice you'd like to leave with the audience today?
I think the most powerful thing that the message I hope that people will get out of my talk tomorrow is that we have to adopt a new mindset. The customer is the marketer, and we have to help the customer do our job. A brand used to be what we told our customer it was. Today, a brand is what customers tell each other. That is a dramatic change in the way we need to approach our stories and our company, our customers. And it's dramatic because we can't buy our way in like we used to. We've got to earn our way in. We have to be invited into those conversations. And that's going to take a dramatic shift. And like I said, a lot of leadership and a lot of courage.
So you made an announcement this week about a new co-host.
Oh,
and,
thanks for asking.
And I just want to say something about what you do. You grow people.
Yeah.
You grow people through the 7 books you've written.
Yeah.
But more importantly, you do it one-on-one. And not just with other influencers or people can serve you, but people you can serve. And I have to tell you that Brooke Sellis stands out for me as a human being like you do, but she's also whip smart, who helps companies grow their businesses. She runs an agency with 15 people. It's not as easy, especially for somebody as young as she is. Why did you pick her, and what do you want to do with her?
So what John's mentioning is I'm really proud of. I've had a podcast called The Marketing Companion for the last 6 years with a wonderful, wonderful co-host who I love as a brother, Tom Webster. And Tom's career has sort of moved away from marketing and he wants to try some other things. So he told me a month or so ago that he wanted to move away from the show. And so I had to get a new co-host. And it was an opportunity for me to push things in a different direction. And it was really important for me to start with a woman first of all, because women are very well represented in leadership positions in marketing and PR firms, but they're not well represented on the big stages. And if you look at the top marketing and business podcasts, there are no women hosts. No women hosts a podcast. So I wanted to choose a woman, and Brooke is not a household name, but I believe in her. And she's a star. People just don't know she's a star.
Yeah.
So now she's going to have an opportunity to be exposed to thousands of people through the show. And it's going to be great because, we're going to have a great chemistry. We're great friends. So check out The Marketing Companion.